before we start, hold on. Before we start this stream, I was supposed to say a huge congratulations to Tavita Pritchard on becoming a new Stanford head coach. I completely forgot about this during the stream, so I'm very sorry about my misleading information. But Tavita Pritchard is the next coach of Stanford. What is it? I actually don't know much about him, but let's see. I think was he like a former? I feel like he might have been a former player. I think that's what they said. Something like that. He was. Yeah, he went to Stanford. Interesting. But he is the. What is it? Yeah, he's been around the Stanford organization in the past. Yeah. Um. But let's see. But he was also. He is. He is the. What is it? He was the quarterback coach for the. He was the quarterback coach for the Washington Command. He is right now, actually. He's actually right now coaching. Tavia Pritchard is the quarterback coach for the Commanders, so he's like coaching Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota, a lot of great talent there. You know how much I love Jaden Daniels, by the way. But he will be the next coach of the Stanford Cardinal. I think that's honestly a solid move. I think Stanford can at least get back to some kind of relevancy with him. So yeah. Anyways, what's up, everybody? It's Mars Sportsman Marshall. Today we're going to be talking about the Nascar lawsuit mainly. We'll do coaching projections next week. Not next week, tomorrow probably, just because everyone's getting fired. But we do have two new openings. That's why Ole Miss actually hired, what's his name? About LSU officially hired Lane Kiffin. So I just want to go watch me teach run that. I'm so excited, honestly. I'm about an LSU visor to celebrate this. But yeah. But then what is it? So Ole Miss actually hired Pete Golding as their next head coach. He'll be the interim for the rest of the year, and he'll be the head coach. He'll be the permanent head coach. I think that's actually a good move for them, honestly. I think it actually because he's actually a defensive coordinator. I know it's a lateral move, but yeah, I believe he's a defensive coordinator. But yeah, but I think this will at least keep Ole Miss players around because I imagine some Ole Miss players be going to LSU with Lane Kiffin. So yeah, but like is Noah, what's his name? I know it came. What's his name? Logan Diggs. If he gets another year eligibility somehow, he could come back to LSU. Yeah, I just realized that. But we're probably gonna get we could get Austin Simmons out of it, who was supposed to be the starting quarterback for Ole Miss, and Trinidad Chambliss took over. Yeah, he's actually really good with them. So yeah, but I think that'd be awesome for LSU. Anyways, Ole Miss stuff. I think that's actually a solid move. They'll keep players around. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it was kind of like when Sherrone Moore got hired, kept players around. Yeah, there's that. Um, and then two new firings were made today as Coastal Carolina fired their coach Tim Beck. What the heck? Jason X. Sorry, Tim Beck, Jason X. I was like, what the heck? But Tim Beck was fired as they went 6-6. I mean, he kind of took over for what was who was Coastal Carolina's coach? Who was their coach back then? Jamie Chowell was their coach. Where's he coach now? Liberty. Okay, that makes sense. Coastal though they fire Beck. I mean, it's just they weren't really going anywhere with him. I will say, and this is not baseball, so they're not going to have. So they're not as successful, obviously. But yeah, But I mean, Beck could get a coordinator job somewhere. We'll see. Yeah, I imagine they're gonna get some. My guess is they're gonna get a coach from like a good group of five coach. Like I could see them getting the Kennesaw State coach potentially because Kennesaw State's been really good this year. Yeah, there's that. And then Jonathan Smith got fired at Michigan State as he was fired 2 years into the job. I will admit it's not all his fault. They've been going through some legal stuff with like a bunch of controversies. Yeah, it's been rough for them. But Jonathan Smith, I think he's in a better situation. He could be better. But yeah, I think he could find a head coaching job somewhere. Yeah. But honestly, I could see Michigan State going after a former NFL coach. Maybe John Gruden and Brian Dable, potentially. Brian Dable might go to Penn State. That's insane. Yeah, but we'll see. I think honestly it could be interesting. Yeah, but I would make some predictions tomorrow because everything's just happening at once. The coaching predictions is going to look a lot different this week because what is it? Um, based on last year. So Oregon State has a coach now. Arkansas has a coach now, and it's not Alex Golesh. Oklahoma State has a coach now. Stanford has a coach. Florida has a coach. Colorado State has a coach. LSU has a coach. Auburn has a coach. It's just going to come down. So next week or this week, we're going to have Penn State, unless someone gets tired. We're going to have Penn State, UCLA, UAB, Tulane, Memphis, California, South Florida, UConn, North Texas, Coastal Carolina, Michigan State. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, yeah, that's just the coaches. Anyways, let's talk about the NASCAR lawsuit. So this might not be over after all, even after the trial, because apparently, valid. So I'm looking for Bobby Pockrass. Boob Pockrass. Boob Pockrass is insane. That's if he was a woman. Boob Pockrass. I love Bob Pockrass. I'm going to share audio case for copyright. I assume it won't be covering it. Anyways. Yeah, but Nick Schumacher would be very interesting. So NASCAR lawsuit starts tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna get kind of wild, I will say, because it's 8:07 p.m. and there's no settlement yet. Yeah, so here goes. It's 23 left. Let's just go through all these tweets and then we'll go over the analysis and all that. So the root of the case, by the way, so the opening statements will be 25 minutes, 75 minutes max each side. Maybe a witness or two. It's a trial scheduled for 10 days, which I believe does not count weekends. So really it's 14 days. Although the weekends are going to be off, obviously. But yeah, that's we're going to find a lot of stuff about NASCAR in the next few weeks. But yeah, so the root of the case is that 2011 in front row. NASCAR needs premier stock car racing to put on its premier stock car racing product and through illegal acts. It stifles competition to the point where it can impose a business model for the teams that is not economically viable. Is that a settlement? No, it was Bo Nix in the red zone. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Bo Nix is in red zone. The root of the case is that, yeah, I said that. And the teams alleged because NASCAR won't let char teams race other stock car series, does not allow cup tracks to have other stock car series. The stock car thing controls cost of entry next gen with single source suppliers, not repliers. Controls payouts. Car can't race anywhere else, and teams had no other options. So yeah, the NASCAR says there's nothing illegal when it comes to anti-competitive acts. It's making smart business decisions that in order to have a TV deal worth money, it must have parameters in a place that the top teams will compete, that the charter payouts that the charter payouts have gone up. So what won't be the issue at trial? Whether teams could race other series instead, the judge has ruled the market is for premier stock car racing team services, and NASCAR has a monopoly in that market. It is up to the jury to decide if NASCAR is anything illegal to have the monopoly. Here we go. Here's what the hurdles could be for the lawsuit. Emails and texts showing attitude won the crunch competition and had leverage on the teams in negotiations. That's going to be hurtful for NASCAR, obviously. Exclusivity, exclusivity clauses for tracks. Most teams say that they lose money while NASCAR made $100 million plus dollars. So now and then the teams hurdles are already part of the system. They bought the charters. 2311 turned the profit. Charter payouts up. Charter sale price up. TV money contingent on top teams racing so exclusivity good. New teams been competitive. No new series has entered the market and failed to no proof. I'm actually gonna put a poll in the chat. Not that anyone watches these streams, but it's not necessarily a prediction, right? It's not necessarily a prediction. It's more of an opinion-based question. Okay, there we go. So it says, whose side are you on? I assume I know what the answer is for most of y'all. For most people, yeah. Why is Kalini Sataki trending on Twitter? What the heck? Yeah, he's a very good coach, I will say. He's at BYU for a while. Sorry. Yeah, I just put in the poll. Okay. Has one element to remember in this trial. Burden of proof is on 2311 front row, and they must prove their case on the preponderance of the evidence is not quote unquote beyond a reasonable doubt, which is the burden of proof in a criminal trial. I sound like Lane Kiffin talking right now. He sounds so tired in his interview. I mean, I imagine it's been a lot for him in the last few days. So what did the teams want? They said they need to wait for a jury to make determinations before being specific, but prevailing theme. They want permanent charters, bigger decisions that impact teams, especially financially, and money to cover losses, especially if the lawsuit being open this year. I guess it means open cars. Open teams, like they're not chartered for most of the year, a lot of the year. In 2011, so here you go. Here's what would happen. If 2011 and front row would win the case, which is what I think will happen. Jury will determine monetary damages, only actual damages, though. Jury could triple that amount, judge could triple that amount. Judge determines antitrust remedies. Anything possible such as sell the tracks, permanent charters, no charters, get rid of action content, no exclusivity clauses. So lots of stuff. If NASCAR wins, though, 2011 in front row would have to race open teams. That could be the case even if 2011 front row win, although it's less likely. In 2311, FRM would likely shut down within a year pending any appeals. So that would probably if you're fans 2311 front row, you better hope that they win the case. But I mean, I don't see it happen. I don't see NASCAR winning the case. Other keynote settlement can happen anytime during the trial, after the trial, while a judge makes any additional determinations or while case is on appeal. Fully expect this to go to the U.S. Court of Appeals, which is taking another year or two. I learned about the government system, so if that actually happens, oh man! But only like 10% of the cases actually get looked at. So yeah. Anyways, just a little break from all this. Congrats to Anthony Alfredo, this beautiful baby right there. A lot of NASCAR drivers have been having babies lately. Ryan Blaney had a baby as well, so good for all of them. That's awesome. So happy for all of them. Yeah. because that's a huge deal. No? That's a huge deal in your life. Like to have your first child or any child it's genuinely heartwarming at that point. But yeah. Anyways, let's get back to lawsuit. But congrats to Anthony Alfredo, Ryan Blaney. Yeah. There will be lots of figures and looking at them through different lens. According to NASCAR, $402 million, which is I don't have that kind of money, obviously, in broadcast money to cut teams this year. $12 million on average per charter. NASCAR says it's $92 million more than 2024, while track/NASCAR get less money in 2024, but the teams ask for $20 million in overall payouts. Okay. Then how emotional did the Chargers get? In 2311 front row, extra report on Heather Gibbs. Jim France reportedly read the letter out loud and was swearing every other sentence. Lynn asked other NASCAR executives to put their letter was not helping the team support the team's cause. Yeah, because I read that letter. It's a very kind of a sad letter because it brings up the death of her two sons. I believe her two sons are. Or something like that. Let's see. So I remember, what is it? Yeah. Uh, well, Heather Gibbs is the her son and was Coy Jade because of course Coy and JD passed away. Rest in peace to both, and that is honestly terrible. That happened to Joe Gibbs Racing and their families and all that. It's honestly heartbreaking. Rest in peace. But yeah, yeah. But that mentions a lot of that and all that. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, rest in peace to both the Gibbs. Yeah, both Coy and JD. Shall I say? Rest in peace to both of them. Anyways, is next gen cheaper and how many? Here's one question that we consider: is next gen cheaper and how much are teams spending per car? According to one expert, in 2021, 2211 spent $2.8 million on car costs, while 2022-24 and next gen spend was 3.1 to 4.3 million. Front row spending on car costs increased from 2.9 million per car in 2021 to 71 and 7.1 in 2024. That's yikes. Among all topics will be what, if any damages, 23 front row, 2211 front row suffered, and in the last 4 years, state statute limitations. Teams expert said if more competition teams would get more money, so estimates 2311 damages $184 to $227 million. So that's a lot of money. For women sports, $96 to $116 million. I assume that means now obvious. So yeah, if it was 96, I could pay that off. If it was, I assume it means 184 million, 96 million. Yeah. NASCAR says if it paid that type of money, it'd be insolvent. Yeah, there you go. So just to recap, the lawsuit is going to be determining how the future of NASCAR and how the teams are ran and all that. Yeah, but how the sport is ran in general, and mainly it's determining how whether they're a monopoly or not, because the Sherman antitrust law or antitrust act. So yeah, that's basically NASCAR is it's going to be determined if they're violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. I don't know what that is. Basically, can't be monopolies. They play in 1890, so way before I was around. For reference, I was born in 2007. So yeah, no one's voting on my poll. No one watches these streams, Rana. It's fine though. I voted myself. Okay. Yeah, but I'm on 22 front row side overall. Just what I'm hearing. So I feel like NASCAR is just kind of like I feel like they want to keep everything to themselves. It seems like just based on what I've seen, it doesn't look great on them. So I would say I'm pulling for 2311 front row because also if NASCAR wins, 2311 front row would shut down, which would really suck. But yeah, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be starting tomorrow. We'll get more and more details. It's going to determine this future in NASCAR. It's going to be huge, honestly. Yeah, but I think just hold your horses because everything's going to. If you're wondering about the playoff format for next year, or NASCAR should turn a new playoff format. No, they have not. But I don't expect that to be announced until after the lawsuit. And that means the two Steves, Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell's jobs are potentially on the line. Jim Francis' jobs on the line. I feel like because if they come out and stuff comes out, they could get fired or not, or get hit with a lot of money, or be forced to step down or whatever. Stuff like that. It might get real messy. I will admit. Yeah, but if there's no settlement right now, then there's not gonna be a settlement until tomorrow. Until so there's not gonna be a settlement before the trial. Like they want to settle it, but like if it was going for that long, the longer it goes, the less likely they're gonna settle. Think about it. It's like after a while. But what the frick do I know? Nothing. Nothing clearly. Let's see. Sorry, just sorry. 9K video. Anyways, let's see. So searching. I don't know about searching up. Yeah. But NASCAR, just we'll see what happens. It's just, it's just gonna be. It's gonna turn. It's like this is more important. It's all included. But not this is more important. I'm gonna be paying attention to this more than the Diddy trial. Honestly, I love NASCAR. I love the videos. Now I'll try to do as many videos and streams as I can on it. Because Monday I'll try to do a stream during the night. Like I might do one. Like I'll be fine. Just for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I should be fine. Thursday, I'm gonna be busy that night, and same thing Friday. So yeah, I'll do a whole. I'm probably gonna do a whole video on Saturday about it. You know, Saturday, Sunday, next week, and I'll do a whole video on week one of the case. But yeah, I'll be keeping up with it as much as I can. Because in school, I'll keep up with my school computer because I go to school in the state of Texas, and they don't let us. Apparently, phones are illegal, so I can't or any personal communication device that's not school issued is banned. Not even, not even. I can't even wear AirPods. That's actually insane, bro. The government's completely. I'm not trying to get political or like that. But even if kind of talk about politics technically, but the government's kind of ruined school a little bit. They kind of screwed it up, yeah. But in Texas, but like the no phone rule and all that. I keep I'll keep tracking on my laptop. But the bad thing about my laptop, one, it's slow, and two, it's very how do I put this? It's very restricted. Like for a good reason. I get it's a school laptop. You're not supposed to watch your corn on there, but just some of the most ridiculous things are restricted. Like why the heck is part of Spotify restricted? I mean, at least Spotify is in general is not restricted, but part of it, like if I click on a certain link, it'll be like, oh, it's restricted. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't really want to go back to school tomorrow, honestly. Not that I dislike it, it's just I dislike what this government's done to it. But yeah. But hey, I graduate in 5 months, or six months basically. So I'll be out here before anyone knows it. Which I'll be sad to leave, but at the same time, like, okay, I can have my phone again. I don't have to deal with these stupid laws anymore. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll stop ranting. Yeah. But it's gonna turn but back in the lawsuit. My prediction, I'm still gonna say 2311 is gonna win it. It's just I've seen enough. The text from NASCAR, the everything just it does not look great on them. And I feel like 2011, the thing that would hold him back is maybe like potential, like not enough evidence. I don't know. But shout out to Jerry Jordan. He put out a lot of stuff, which is very interesting. Yeah. I can pull out some of these files. Hold up. Let me show y'all. I was looking through this the other day. Like, look at this. He put out a lot of regarding things. It's go check it out. I'm not gonna go over all. I'm not gonna go over them right now, but it's a lot of interesting stuff. Honestly, it's amazing how he can just release all these files. But yeah. But we also might have a lot to deal with it with Richard Childress because he's looking to take legal action potentially. Hello, yo, yo, what's up? So do you want me to come into? I'll just watch Learn the whole time if that's good with you. All right, love you too. But yeah, anyways, comment what y'all think on this lawsuits. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a nice day. And goodbye. See you next one. Peace.